Right, gents, can I have everyone silent, please? Everyone silent. Right, I've got tin and lead, okay? This is what tin looks like. It's really malleable. It's incredibly soft. It's not very shiny. It's quite dull at the moment, but it is, when it's brand new, very shiny. But this has been exposed to the air slightly, okay? But it's incredibly soft. It's almost like aluminium foil. You know, your foil you wrap your roast joints in, okay? It's just as soft as that, okay? So that's your tin. Then your lead is a lot heavier. Okay? It's a lot heavier. It's just as soft. Okay? It's still just as soft, but it's slightly heavier. Okay? So that's what they look like at the beginning. They're both very soft, very malleable, easily bent, and they look pretty much the same in colour. Okay? Right, so I've made my indent in my sand. You can follow on the worksheets you've got as well. And I've got bits of tin and bits of lead which have been broken down into small pieces. I've got my Bunsen and my tripod, and I've also got a clay triangle with a crucible in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to add a few bits of lead. We're going to melt the lead first. Mr. Holliday, turn on the gas, please. Melt.
No.
They wouldn't do it if they were toxic.
What's poison? Can't eat it, that's for sure.
I was thinking of letting you do it, but there's a lead fumes.
Right, so we're going to melt this lead down. Right, while it's melting down, have a think about the questions that are on your sheet. You should have got one. They should have been passed all the way around by now. Where have they reached?
Can I have one, please? It's only 3 minutes.
Right, I'm going to add, in a minute, when it's all melted,
3, 4.
a spatula full of carbon. This stops the actual lead getting a film over the top. Because that bit that's exposed to the air, although there's heat underneath it, it will cool down quite quickly, so it will form a skin. So the carbon powder stops it forming that skin, okay? It's not curry.
Because I'm using the shoulders. It's dangerous.
Right. Next thing you need. I've added the carbon powder. Mix it together slightly.
Here, goggles.
I'm going to add some tin.
Miss, where are your goggles?
Yeah, eye protection and lab coat.
Miss, you haven't got eye protection on that.
She needs a lab coat.
Right, I'm going to switch it off. All of it's molten.
Can't see it. I'm still.
It's not.
Whoa!
Right, you can't actually see it very much. You can see small flecks. Gents, can I have some quiet, please? You can see some small flecks glowing in the sand. Okay, so you can see the small flecks glowing, and actually the amount of metal that we've produced is very small. It's actually non-existent. Because you've molten it, gents, can I have your attention please? Because you've molten it down, you've actually made it smaller, okay? You've not actually lost any of the metal, but when it's in its solid form, it's quite large. So when you've molten it down, all of the particles have a lot of energy, so they're all moving around quite a bit. So when they've molten down and they've mixed together, they actually form, they're liquid, so they actually look a lot less than if you had a solid, okay? So, I might do this again next lesson with a bit more metal so you can see it a bit better, okay? You're making an alloy of lead and tin.
Find out for next lesson.
Right, can you go back to